Welcome to Muskegon Rising, a community service project of the Muskegon Rotary Club. Our purpose is to create lasting positive change. We've been doing that here since 1916. So, let's get started.
Hello, I'm your host, Aaron Mikey, for today's Muskegon Rising podcast. I'm here with Zach Smith from LivelyUp Kombucha. Welcome, Zach.
Hey, Aaron. Thanks for having me.
We're so glad you're here. Many of our listeners probably don't know what kombucha is. It's been around for over 2,000 years, and it's just recently gaining popularity here in the United States. What is it, kombucha exactly, Zach?
Yeah, so kombucha is a fermented tea. You take sweet tea and you ferment it into alcohol, and then the alcohol is converted into acids and probiotics. So the end result product has little to no alcohol in it, but it has beneficial acids and probiotics for your digestive system. It's originated from China from 2,000 years ago, and it's been considered the tea of immortality, and it just recently gained popularity in the United States with the first commercial kombucha sold in 1995.
Interesting. How did you start brewing kombucha?
Well, I started drinking it. Many years ago, I was living a pretty unhealthy lifestyle, and I was looking for some alternatives. And I found kombucha at the grocery store. I didn't really know what it was, and I drank it. And the first time I drank it, I spit it out. And but I kept going at it, And I had actually found that it was changing my palate and how I tasted food and digested food. And so I started doing research on it and found out about probiotics. And so I started drinking it every day, and it led to many changes in my life, and that habit got expensive, so I started brewing it for myself.
So did you brew it in your house to start?
Yep. We brewed it in small mason jars at the house, and then up to 5 gallons at some point.
During COVID, I'm at home, and I had an empty kegerator. I don't hope my mom's not listening. It's from college and may have had beer in it, but I found you in Roosevelt Park in a small little storefront, and you actually sold me a keg.
Yeah.
And so where are you located now? You started at home, we were in a storefront in Roosevelt Park, and where do you brew now?
Yeah, so now we brew at the farm facility in Muskegon, Food, Agriculture, Research, and Manufacturing Facility. It's on MCC's campus. And we rent space there. We have about 3,000 square feet. And back in Roosevelt Park, that was about 4 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a great storefront, but I've been to your facility. We'll talk about that more later, but really expanded your ability to brew.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you know when you had something other people wanted? I mean, you had to, something had to click to say, wow, I'm pretty good at this, and I think other people will want to buy it.
Yeah. Well, I was brewing a lot for myself, and it made a huge impact on my life. And it got to a point where I was brewing 10 gallons a week at home and sharing it with my coworkers and my family and friends. And they were also coming back to me, buying more and having their own testimonies with it. And so I was like, I want to share this with the community. And so we looked at what we had to do to go to the Muskegon Farmers Market. And part of that was getting into a commercial kitchen and getting a business license and all that. So we said, we'll just get started and see where this goes. And 7 years later, we're where we're at now.
Still after it.
Yeah.
How many flavors do you have? I know you said tea and sugar and water. You add fruit. You do different things to your kombucha. Where do you come up with those flavors? How do you choose the flavors?
Yeah, I mean, originally they're brewed for health, so each flavor is made for different health benefit, and then it's refined to taste good. We make 7 different flavors. Some of them are fermented on honey rather than sugar, which is normally what kombucha is fermented on. We also infuse them with mushrooms and different adaptogens. And really the health and wellness industry has grown so much that we just have found ourselves evolving with the industry. So we've just been picking up as we continue along.
And you pick fresh fruits. I mean, you have blueberries, strawberries. I think I've had pineapple and mint and lavender.
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite, that's a hard one, probably the jam and ginger. It's a very strong ginger brew. I think most people who drink a lot of kombucha tend to like that flavor the most.
Which one do you sell the most of?
The blueberry harvest. It's we got blueberries from Sodini Farm in Muskegon, and we infuse that with lemons, and it's definitely our best seller.
I love it. It's good. I've had it on tap at home, and it's fabulous. You talked a little bit about the health benefits. Explain that a little bit more to us. What really are the health benefits of kombucha?
Yeah, I mean, so, probiotics are essentially a buzzword for healthy bacteria. And some people say that, some scientists say that 80% of our body weight is bacteria. And so you want to consider how you're influencing your inner microbiome. And your microbiome can lead to autoimmune deficiencies and different ailments and issues and digestive disorders. And so taking care of your microbiome is going to also take care of your entire vitality, your digestion, your immune system, your circulation, your body's pH, clear up your skin. So it's all about introducing healthy foods that don't have preservatives, that aren't pasteurized into your diet. And kombucha is just a convenient way of doing that. When you go to the store and you buy a powder probiotic, it's been very refined and processed and industrialized to get on the shelf in that way, where things like kombucha or yogurt or sauerkraut, kimchi, all these ancient preservation methods are the raw original format of getting that.
It's as natural as you can get.
Yeah.
And I know you said your first sip of kombucha you spit out. I will say I've never done that with any flavor you've had.
Awesome.
And I often compare it to apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
But it's not that bitter. It does not have that taste at all, right?
Yeah, no, you got to be careful saying that because some people will jump back. But it's in the vinegar family, but it's definitely not anything near apple cider vinegar.
It has some amazing flavors. In fact, you had pineapple cayenne, I believe, that I tried in your shop.
Yeah.
And it almost made me sweat. It was really good. Are there any risks in drinking kombucha?
They say that you can have a healing crisis, and that's in the fermentation world. So let's just assume that someone who maybe might not be the most healthiest, and they go out and they buy 4 bottles of kombucha and they drink them back to back. They might have some issues in the bathroom.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I'm sure our listeners do.
If you have like eczema or like an autoimmune disease that can flare up, because that bad bacteria that's in your stomach that's feeding that will fight back because it's being starved.
Understood.
Yep.
So probably more personal question for me, but can you drink too much kombucha? Because I have 10 gallons at home right now, 2 different little kegs.
I think once you're acclimated to it, you can shoot for the stars.
Right. I drink 2 or 3 glasses a day, and it's really wonderful. So where can our listeners get Lively Up?
Yeah, we're sold all over the state of Michigan in various health food stores, bars and restaurants, cafes, and coffee shops. The list is very long. It's all on our website, but the most common place you can find us in Michigan is at Meijer. They have 4 of our flavors. We're also in Whole Foods and Fresh Time. So for grocery, those are the most convenient areas, but we are also in a lot of independent, locally owned businesses throughout the state.
And locally as well in Root Down Yoga?
Yeah.
They have it on tap there as well, right?
Absolutely. One of our first supporters.
That's just amazing. Why would you recommend that somebody start drinking kombucha?
A lot of people drink soda, and we all know that soda might not be the best thing for us. So if someone's trying to just like improve their overall wellness, I think kombucha fits right in for something like that.
And your kombucha is unique, if I remember correctly. You brew it with sugar or honey, and you mentioned that. But how much sugar does your kombucha actually have in it? Yeah,
so the end product, because it's fermented out, the end product has about 6 grams of sugar per bottle, and a bottle is about 12 ounces. So compared to a Coca-Cola that might have 35 to 40 grams of sugar.
So much more healthy. You can handle that and a lot more health benefits for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zach, anything else you'd like our listeners to know about Lively Up?
Yeah, I mean, we started the Muskegon Farmers Market. The community's been behind us ever since, and we wouldn't be here without it. And several allies in the business and local community, and it's really a big testimony of the business is also to communicate that with perseverance and resilience, you can take your vision to reality.
And a lot of hard work. I know we talk often when I'm in your shop, getting into Meyer and all the logistics of moving your product around the state of Michigan. A tremendous amount of work for a small business, and appreciate all that you do to make that happen.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Well, thanks for being here, Zach. For more information on LivelyUp Kombucha, please visit livelyupkombucha.com.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.